Welcome to The Art of Dress. Today I'm happy to share with you some very big insights about line for the True Romantic and the True Dramatic, and also a little bit of their planet, of the astrology of their planet. So thank you for coming and subscribing. So here is Gigi Hadid, and she is here to help us understand what is going on with these secrets of line for True Romantic and by extension True Dramatic, because it's the same. So if you look at Gigi, of course, has amazing style, but she has also a really strong instincts about lots of things, and it's always so astonishing to me. So look at what she's doing here. So she's wearing this outfit, and she's wearing a string tied around the bottom of her leg. So why is she tying a string around the bottom of her leg? First of all, how many people even would have the self-confidence to do that? She's so cute. But she has a really good reason for that. And the first part of that reason has to do with the cut of pant and sleeve, and of course dress, that she's looking for. Now, normally when I do this is the last one of these videos. It's number 7, and after this we'll be moving on to another topic. But I started instead with the sleeve. Usually I start with a sleeve, and today I thought, no, I want to start with the leg. And the reason I want to start with the leg is because I think it will be more clear to you, and partly it's because there's not even a word for this. But if you look at the point where the string is tied, that's where Gigi wants her pant leg to move out. And so a long straight line to the pant, because she wears long straight lines. But she also wears a short curved line. And if you look at this outfit, she actually doesn't have any short curved lines. Maybe that really short sleeve, but she's actually creating a short curved line at her ankle. So let's look for a second at Candice Swanepoel, who is the opposite style to Gigi, and she's a True Dramatic. And if you look at this pant, it's not quite right. You want it to not be quite so smooth in the way it's angling out. You want it to be really pretty straight, but you can see that it really gets going just a little bit above the ankle, and then it opens out over her shoe. So it's pretty close. So before we go on with some better pictures about what they're looking for, let me just explain to you again. This is the last one. So you've seen this, if you're following the videos, you've seen this on 6 other videos. But if you look at the Yin Yang Wheel that we have here, and you see that I've drawn a line between 2 of the styles. So each dot is a style, and the line is you can see it's showing you that they are exactly across the wheel from each other, these 2 styles. The top one, where it's like almost like an S, it's a form of a circle, that's True Romantic Gigi. And look at the little omega sign to remind you that this is an omega style. And at the bottom, the True Dramatic Candice and an alpha sign. And always, when styles are opposite each other on the wheel, one is alpha, one is omega. Alpha meaning tight, conforming to the body, and omega meaning opening out, like opening out, like omega. And can be a wide line, can be an unfitted line, can be loosely fitted, because it varies, but not so conforming to the body. So these 2 styles are the same in these 3 lines that we're talking about, and in some other things as well, which we're going to mention. So if you look at this outfit, first of all, I do have to remind you, if you didn't see the style video for True Romantic, True Romantic is one of the 4 styles where silhouette is not held on to, shall we say. it's the element of space that isn't completely adhered to. So for the 4 ornament styles, I will call them ornament styles, one part of your body is open and one part of your body is fitted. And it always varies according to artistry. So artistry is the next thing we're going to look at when we finish style. So Gigi's artistry is harmonic, which means that she is open on top and she's fitted on the bottom. Even though she's an omega style, she wears a fitted pant as her best line. So look how cute this is, really fitted. Still a long straight line that she's looking for. But then at her ankle, look what's happening. And do you see how that's, not only is that opening out at her ankle with the final little kind of ruffle, it's as if she has a ruffle going all the way down, but it's kind of continuing down her foot. And this is what a lot of times you'll see is really, it could be, you could say, what they're looking for. If the fabrics are soft, it's to actually continue down either the leg or the arm, you know, at the wrist. So it's really an exciting example. And then her sleeve, the top of this outfit is very open or omega. So she has her perfect silhouette here. And she often does, especially with clothes that she picks out. Although, you know, you will see it also because many stylists are fantastic, and you will see it often in her runway work as well, or her editorials. But this pant, I want you to especially notice what's happening at her ankle, because that is what she's looking for. And similarly, when you see, here you see Candice, and she's wearing a pant, so you can see at her ankle, it's opening out a bit and it's continuing down. Now, she wears a soft fabric because she's composite, so she's not like every other True Dramatic. Most True Dramatics could not get away with this, but she can. But her line isn't exactly straight on her leg. It's curved because the human leg is curved. And she's really better with a long straight line, even though her legs are extraordinarily straight. If you look at the leg that's sticking out a bit, look at how straight that line is on the outside. And then it's conforming down the foot a little bit, but even so, it doesn't quite reach the extent of forming a ruffle. And so she's wearing a top that has 3 ruffles. And so here is the secret to this style and these 2 styles, is that they are looking for one long straight line in every outfit, a long straight line, and they are also looking for a short curved line in every outfit. And they do that with this cut where it's long and straight and then it opens out. If it opens out enough to basically form a ruffle, they're all good. If it doesn't open out enough to form a ruffle, they need to supplement with a ruffle elsewhere on their bodies. And here you have Candice Swanepoel demonstrating this for us with a pant leg that doesn't open out enough to form a ruffle. So she's got the ruffle in her top. So cute. And that is what I'm going to show you from now on as well as I can in all these examples. And I'm going to show a lot. So in this case, the ruffle for Gigi, the ruffle would be a little better if it weren't quite so long, but still really fun. Long straight line in her pant and a ruffle at the bottom. And here we have a similar kind of thing with Candice. Pretty long straight line going. It's actually the jacket, the way the front of the jacket, the center is starting the long straight line extended by her pant and then forming a ruffle really at her knee. And it's really nice because it's not too long of a ruffle. So a short curved line. And here what Gigi is doing here is she has tied her sleeve around her wrist, and it basically gives it enough that it's pretty much of a ruffle. Not bad. Okay. And here you have, in this case, the sleeve is the right cut. It's opening out at the wrist. You can just see it. In fact, on both sleeves, you can just see that it's opening out a little bit, but she's a very alpha style, very fitted, so it doesn't have to open out much more than that to be conforming to her line. So she's supplementing with a ruffle at her jacket, which would be even better if it weren't quite so long, but still really cute. So now we're coming to the sleeve lines, okay? So we've looked at quite a few examples of pant, and I told you I'm doing that in this case because I don't even know of a word to describe what I'm talking about. So I can't tell you the name, like no one has formed the concept. I can't tell you the name, so I have to show you more examples. So here she's got her sleeve folded up in a, like a French cuff. It's not really quite enough or quite soft enough to form the ruffle. So the bottom of her jacket is actually ruffled and very cute. And in this case, Candice, she's wearing let's call arm warmers. I've never actually heard of arm warmers. So it's like I guess it's an arm warmer. And it has quite a long open part below her wrist. I don't even have a word for that. I guess it's like the, I don't know, the bottom of her sleeve. And it's pretty open. It's almost a ruffle. And it's being supplemented by something else here too. Look at these little curvy lines that are going in between the fabric of her bodice. And so that is really supplementing the ruffle idea. It's pretty good. Now you have another example of Gigi. Now in this case, she's got the long extension that it's actually starting even a little bit above her wrist. And so it really emphasizes that long extension that we're seeing. The only thing that is helping with the idea of a ruffle here is the way this little intricate trim is on the inside of her sleeve and on the inside of her dress. So you really miss it. It's not quite enough of a ruffle. And then similarly in this case, she again has this really long, see it's going down to her knuckles on her arm, this really long extension. But she has all these really soft, like flowy little ruffle things with the metal that are in the center and down her arm, and that's helping a lot more. And also this is a lot fuller at her wrist, so it really gives a lot more softness and curvature of line. And here we have a for sure ruffle. And remember that I told you that an omega style really wants the omega, her sleeve to be omega. The sleeve is always true to the silhouette. And so you really would love to see this with a little bit more open sleeve. But at least there's a ruffle at the wrist, which is very, very helpful. And then again with Candice, as an alpha style, this is what you want to see, a long straight line on her sleeve. And then the wrist treatment is like a ruffle, pretty close. Anyway, very softening to the style. And now we have a very cute dress that has a ruffle at the hem. So even if it's lifted, the ruffle at the hem is what you need to do. And so this is perfect. And it's a really pronounced ruffle. But what she also has is a ruffle at her, sort of like a peplum. It's like the bottom of her top. And so that's showing you a ruffle there as well. And the fabric is soft and very nice for her. And then we have one more example of this with Candice. So this one is opening out quite a lot. I would love to have been able to show you the front view of this dress, but it didn't give enough detail for you to see how there's a ruffle at the very bottom of the hem. And she doesn't really wear a train because she differentiates side to side, not front to back, and a train is a back to front kind of differentiation. But the ruffle is there, and it really is very cute. So when you go back to the Yin Yang Wheel and you look one more time at these two styles, this time I've drawn the planetary symbol. And the reason I've drawn the planetary symbol here is because the force that we're looking at here, both for the three lines, but also for the extra something, in this case, the extra ruffles, is coming from their planet. The planet of style for these two styles is Venus. So what's going on here is Venus brings what is called technically a mood of mysticism. So mysticism means that what you're doing is you are taking your experiences and you're not pushing them away and thinking about everyone else. You might think about other people too, but you're also thinking about your experiences as they refer to you, so you can understand. Because I think there's a very famous motivational speaker who says everything happens for you, not to you. So that's what mysticism is all about, is that way of approaching life. This is happening for me. What am I doing? What's happening here? So when you describe it as a mystical experience, what you're saying is you take everything inward, inside, and you wait for divine light. Okay. So if we say that in sort of just, non-mystic language, what we're saying is that you're taking your experiences and you're making sure that you actually feel them. It's not enough to analyze them to have this kind of experience. You have to actually give yourself a chance to dwell in the feeling. And how do you show in your garments this extra addition of feeling? You do it through ornament. Ornament brings feeling into garments. And the aspect of ornament, because there's 3 types of ornament meaning design detail. I am not talking about jewelry. So the 3 kinds of ornament, this is one of them. A ruffle is one form of ornament. And it is the form of ornament that relates to feeling. So ornament all by itself connects you to feeling. The ruffle is the most feeling version of feeling. So a ruffle is like bringing everything, all outfits, into this added element of feeling. And that is why these 2 styles are because they are in the planet Venus, they are drawing a line under, they are bolding the feeling aspect of every outfit. And that is the mood of style for these 2. So here we have Gigi wearing a dress. The cut of the skirt is pretty open, but it's definitely pooling at the bottom. And it's giving you this really beautiful look that's totally in line with the feeling of the style. But also, it is supplemented, it is emphasized even more by the ruffled top. Remember that Gigi is a style whose focal point is above her waist, so she always wants most of her design detail to be above her waist, or the most important aspect. And so she's supplementing the feeling of the dress, which is already pretty good. She's supplementing it with a ruffled little cape made out of lace. And so it's really effective for her. And what's Candice Swanepoel doing in this outfit? Okay, most True Dramatics wear firm fabrics, but she is a composite True Dramatic, so she wears a soft fabric. So this soft dress has a 1 shoulder, which is great for her. She's a line style, side to side differentiation. And it has a long straight line on the one side, very straight. You're even getting a pretty good straight line going from the shoulder down to the bottom where that trim is starting. But what you're also getting here is this trim, this black and white kind of feathery stuff, is basically forming a long ruffle all the way around her dress and down the front. And it's really satisfying this idea of long straight and short curved. The short curved in this case being this ruffled line that goes all the way around the dress. So it's really successful and effective for her. So this is the planet Venus, and this is how they bring their aspect of Venus into their outfit through a ruffle whenever they don't have enough curvature of line, where it's basically always a ruffle, and in addition to their long straight line. So thank you for sharing this with me today. It has been my pleasure. Next week, I'm going to start the last aspect of style, which is a really good segue from today, because we're going to talk about ornament. And I want to thank you one more time for coming and for subscribing. And I look forward to next week. Take care.